they just came for us to live. What we built inside, what was strongly believed. What we took from here is a lesson learned, and our limitless mind takes care of what we choose. Love, love, and smile, not a thought skipping.
Hi everyone, welcome to the weekly program. Today we're gonna have a really good friend of mine, Perez, from Galicia, Spain. We're gonna talk to him in a minute. He just joined in, so I can put him in the conversation. Alright, let me add you. Cool. Yeah, this is gonna be a cool conversation, and we're gonna do this live, but it's gonna be able to. Yeah, you might be able to see it in IGTV and YouTube. Hi, brother.
Hey,
How
how
are
are
you?
you doing, man? How's everything?
I'm good, man. How are you, brother?
Yeah, fine, man. Nice to see you, Nelson. How are you?
I'm really well, brother, and good to see your face, brother. It's really nice.
Thanks, man.
Dude, I'm really excited and I'm really thankful that you accepted my request to do this conversation. My aim with this kind of conversations is to bring some knowledge and some good words to people around the internet and the people who's watching. Not only who's watching now, but I'm gonna then upload this to IGTV and YouTube so people can watch it later. So
Yeah,
thank you so much for taking this
no
this
problem, man.
chance.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you for thinking of me, man.
oh no,
Thank
man,
you.
no. Like first of all, because there might be some people that don't know you here. Let us know who are you and like what you do. Uh, we know you do tattoos, but you also do music. We're gonna go to both sides of the conversation, but let us a quick intro by you.
Okay, let me think about it, man. I just now I'm in a point of my life that luckily I'm doing what I love, and most of my life I was playing music, just expressing myself through this vehicle, and the other side of it was tattooing when I found tattooing, and now I have the luck to be able to still be doing both of these activities, and I think it's a good thing that you're doing this, man, because now in this weird time we have to take like the facilities that we have to spread the word and spread like the PMA that you have in your side, man. And basically the thing that I've been doing my entire life since I was like on this age that you're trying to know yourself, and I'm trying to be like fair to myself, and I was able to find like my things in life and my path, and now I really focus on it. And these two things, they really bring me light into my
Ah,
day by day. That's
that's
really
amazing.
cool.
Oh, and also I forgot to ask, how's your family? How's everything in your house, man?
Yeah, it's doing fine, man.
Oh,
It was a weird times, but they're doing fine. I have like two kids, and they are really getting so excited to be able to do normal stuff in the day by day. But we are a lucky family, and we have like a little bit of space outside, and they can play, and they didn't feel like this weird months like a jail. I
yeah.
know there's a lot of families that have been struggling a lot this last few months, and luckily we were fine.
Oh,
Now
that's
we're going back into business and to doing things, and we can play for the moment, and we have to be safe at home. But it's cool, man. We have to get the positive things of it, but we have to be realistic also.
of
So there's a messy situation, and we can't play with it. And so we have to take it slow, and we try to be a lot of in the nature and around,
which is good, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's so
like
good.
about that, you were saying that you're opening business, so you're already tattooing again, right?
Yeah, since the May 11th, we were able to go back to business, and we feel like astronauts because tattooing is a safe activity, but
Yeah.
now it's safer than ever. And we're taking it slow, and we're trying to do things well to make it safe for everybody. And I think we are getting it. And I'm grateful that I have like some clients and some people that are always support me in the tattoo side of my life, and they are back to it, and I'm really grateful because I have to pay my bills,
I
and
know.
I'm doing it, man.
Yeah,
What can I say?
I'm still waiting here to go back to work, but I'm
Yeah,
good, man.
yeah.
Another thing, Perez, tell us more about your tattoo career, like the shop where you work, and where it is in the world, so people know.
Okay,
And yeah, how many years you've been tattooing, and
yeah.
what's the style? I mean, I know what's your style of tattooing, but yeah, like.
Okay, man. So I've been tattooing like 2007, like it's 13 years. And basically, when I spent like 1 year tattooing my punk rock friends, I get into this shop called Catatumba that has like a tremendous, awesome team. They're like my family right now, and I've been there since like in 2009,
Wow.
and I feel it like my home. And I'm still there. I travel the world when I could, basically like Spain, and I went to the US for once, and I went to the UK once too.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, and I tried to make like traditional American tattooing, but I also love like Japanese tattooing, Chicano kind of fine line tattoos. And basically, I'm loving whatever the style you can translate into a tattoo. I love to make it, man. But basically, I like powerful and traditional raw kind of design. And I work in Galicia, Spain.
Perez?
We are on the top of Portugal. My connection. I
Oh,
lost you for a second.
cool,
Okay.
cool. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, you were like with the biggest smile, just
All right.
frozen.
Um, but I was also gonna ask you, is there anything like in particular that makes like traditional, like American traditional, like so special and timeless? In your opinion, what makes that style like timeless?
Yeah, I think one of the reasons that is like a classic just now. It has been classic since day one, and it has been like for 120 years or something. So uh, I just fell in love with this kind of tattoos because of the music that I was listening to when I was like a teenager. I saw like these guys with these heavy and classic and bold style tattoos, the straight edge bands that has like these flames, these swallows, the hearts, and I fell in love with this kind of icons. So when I got into tattooing through this path. Then I found out like the other styles,
Yeah.
but I fell in love with this kind of tattoos, and now I feel like they really work, man. There
Oh
are
yeah.
a lot of things that you try to get to a tattoo, and it's so hard to get them to a tattoo that can be readable forever. But traditional tattooing, there's a lot of icons that still working, like 100
Yeah.
years later. And I like to when you see a tattoo and you know what it is, uh, and they last, man. We don't last a lot in this world, but
At
well
least
done
the
tattoo,
tattoo.
yeah, can last your life. That's
uh,
a good thing.
Buddy, you mentioned you work at Catacumba. That's
Yeah,
in Coruña, Galicia, Spain.
yeah,
But I know that you have like a strong connection with the city of Viveiro, and
yeah.
and your brothers in arms as well opened a new shop there, a new shop that
Yeah.
is not new. It was new a couple of years ago.
Yeah, man. Time goes fly, man. Yeah,
But
we
yeah,
yeah,
you continue.
you mentioned Viveiro Tattoo. My brothers Rael and Marco is there working, and for us it's like a dream, man, because we are from Viveiro, we grew up there, and now we have like our tattoo shop there, and for me it's like a shelter, it's like a temple,
Oh
and
man.
I can't be there as much as I would like to, but every time I'm there tattooing, I feel like home too. And my parents still live in Viveiro, and Marco and Ivan are my brothers, and I go there every time we could. And the studio is like we designed this place. It's small, but it's so warm, man. It's like being at home.
Yeah, I've been there before
Yeah,
when I was playing in Viveiro, and it's a really cool studio as well as Catacomba, man. Like
yeah.
that studio is amazing. I'm
Thank you.
telling you.
I remember the first time you came to Coruña that I cooked some pasta, some
Yes,
vegan pasta on the studio.
that was so good, brother. That was
We
so
were
good.
eating like soya with pasta there in the studio. We you
And Jofi,
and Jofi. Yeah, it
yeah.
was cool. And you just left
Buddy,
in my place, and we couldn't like barely open the door because it was like the small
sorry, I
house.
think I
Eh?
lost. Connection.
Hi,
Oh,
hey,
hi. Sorry.
yeah.
Yes, we're back on.
Okay, man. So I
Sorry, but
remember this, man. It was so cool.
man, but like I was going back to the topic of Viveiro.
Okay.
Um, I touched that subject because first of all, you are from Viveiro, and I want like to mention some other stuff in this conversation, such as there is this band, guys. For people that are watching, there's this hardcore punk band that is amazing. It is no longer, but it's amazing. Tell us a little bit more about 20 Fighters, Perez.
25. Yeah, well, as you mentioned before, we are from Viveiro, and I started this band with my friends when we were like 15 years old, and we learned how to play instruments together. So we didn't know what we were doing with it, but we were a lot into hardcore punk music. So we try like to do this stuff, and we create the band, 20 Fighters, and we were like doing what the bands do, just trying to put shows. We were like the last, I feel that this way because in Galicia, I think everything came later. We didn't have like internet and this kind of stuff till later. So we started like putting shows, just calling places and ordering like this kind of old fanzines where you can get some contacts on every city. And then MySpace came by, and
Yeah,
the MySpace era just helped us a lot to spread the word, and we could like tour with a lot of cool bands and a lot of legendary bands for us, and we have like the coolest times just playing this band, and we're not disbanded yet. We just stopped playing because my other friends are really busy in their
yeah,
lives, they are doing other stuff, and now we can't do it like we used to do it. But I just keep on like making music and playing bands and doing my
exactly.
stuff because I feel like the necessity of express myself, and the only way that I knew it was like making music, to spread my word around.
And
And
tell us another story as well that is interesting about Viveiro, because a lot of people they don't know that what you guys done in Viveiro like a couple of years ago, not a couple, more than a couple of years ago,
yeah,
with this subculture. you you
Yeah,
you were as well a part of like ONP and Resurrection Fest, and
yeah,
look at it now. Nowadays, it's like
it's crazy.
something out of like control and huge.
Yeah,
But like, what was like, what was the feeling of being from like this like small city? Because if you ever went to Viveiro, guys, it's like a small city in the north of Galicia. So what is the feeling like of like being a part of something that build like something like
yeah.
big for your city, you know?
Yeah, it feels weird because it was so natural, man. We were like being kids, just skating all day and playing our instruments the best we of our abilities. And there was like these older guys that they were really into the hardcore punk scene. It was the cool shit of Viveiro. There was like this was like little scene, but they were really focusing. You know, the first albums that I could get in my life it was like it was not like the mainstream of alternative music. You know, it was like New York hardcore, straight
Yeah.
edge hardcore, and 80s hardcore punk icons that came to me in my tape recorder. You know, and it felt so natural. And we started like going to shows with my friends in Viveiro, and it was really this counterculture. You know, it was no mainstream there.
Yeah.
And I get to my hands on these fanzines, and I get to know all the Spanish scene a little bit. And we were trying to we tried to just put shows where when you have a band, you help your friends, and we were like into putting shows. And I took the bands to my place where my mom used to cook something for them. Really older guys. I was like 15 years old, and 16 and 17, and these guys were like 25. You know, and we were on this kind of circuit. So we it was a time that in summer it used to be like a festival, music festival that was called like Viveiro Rock, and they used to bring like hardcore metal, like punk bands from all the country. And we just next year we were gonna make it, you know. And my friend just told me, why don't we try to bring Sick of It All? That is probably one of our favorite bands ever, and we just like do all the paperwork and do all the stuff. And we have like a lot of help with the mayor that we had on this time. That is, it was a really close friend of mine that sadly he passed like a few years ago. And he helped us a lot because he believed in our project. You know, he believed that this kind of festival could have place there in this little village. And I think now in retrospective that the festival just went bigger every year because it was a weird thing, you know, in this little village just up northwest,
I've
lost
been in
in
the
the
festival three
yeah,
times, and
yeah,
it was like one of my favorite experiences this festival. And I went back in 2010, 11,
yeah,
and 12, you know.
yeah,
So like by that time it was big, but not like as big as it is today.
yeah,
Like today is huge. But
it's
like
crazy.
those are the days that I still like. I still remember. Like Vivedo will be always in my heart because not only of those memories I have like of those festivals because they were really cool for me and meant like punk hardcore was a part of my life and is still a part of my
Yeah,
life, and I welcome that like as a celebration of it. And not only that, I met Joanna, my girlfriend, which I still
yeah.
date. Like I met her more properly in that festival as well.
Okay, that's
so
cool, man.
so Vivedo for me and Resurrection is like a special thing.
So
Um,
cool, man.
and another thing that I wanted to talk to you about, it's like the fact that you're a straight edge, and not only that, what like because you're a straight edge, you're a tattoo artist, you still do. We're gonna go still through mountains and all these other things you're doing now,
Okay, man.
but like um what was the influence of punk hardcore and punk music in your life? Because as my
Hmm.
life was like pretty much like I felt that in me, like that this subculture changed the way I act, I perceive reality, I act upon reality. So what punk hardcore and punk music like
Yeah.
yeah made you
Okay, man. Yes, I subscribe like every word that you just tell right now because for me it's like music and this kind of things are the things that most influences me in my life as I am today, you know. And the other day I was thinking about like now is the necessity that we have to talk about like layers. We have to put labels to know what kind of philosophy that you follow in your life. No? And for me, it's like when I just find out about straight edge, it was a really strong one for me because I was like really getting into drugs because there's a small village, there's not a lot of information, and you're just tired of don't have a word because you're a kid and nobody listens to you. So you try to try everything around you, and I saw like a lot of friends and a lot of people that I know just getting in a really bad situation because of the drugs and and I just thought for reading some lyrics and reading about it, I just realized that I only had one chance in this life, and I came like from a really, my parents just work his ass all entire life, and I just have one opportunity, and I want to live it as myself, not as the substance that speaks for myself. And I really get obsessed with it when I was like a kid. It was, I always uh, log about it, because I stopped doing drugs when I was 16. I I started really really early in my life, and I didn't know what I was doing, but I just really was a little bit, because I just want to experiment everything, but I was something in my mind was telling me that it wasn't forever. I was looking what the older guys were experiencing in the fights and the health issues and the family issues and all the stuff. So the straight edge thing grew up so quick on me, and I just really like get afraid of try anything. For
yeah
some years in my life, it was like a problem also because I just fear these
yeah
things.
but I think now you came to a point in your life where you're just like chilled with that, like in acceptance, right?
Yeah,
Because I mean I know you for yeah for some years now,
some years.
and yeah, like you're like one of my straight edge friends that I look upon, like probably for you might have been like years of fearing this or going through like natural struggles that are natural,
Yeah.
but never forget that you've been like influencing, not knowing other
Okay.
people, like
Yeah.
myself, I'm not straight edge, but like
Yeah.
because I have straight edge friends around me and people that
Yeah.
I look upon, uh, it's yeah, it has a good influence, makes me wonder, makes me think, makes me
Yeah.
rethink about certain kind
Yeah.
of stuff I do with my body, like
Yeah.
there is an impact, an active impact by you being you and people being their expression.
Yeah.
I wanted to touch this topic because it's a good topic, even into 2020. Like where like intoxication is just like a
Yeah.
normal thing. Like people in quarantine, they are more worried about drinking than
Yeah.
having like a healthy food. Uh,
Yeah.
or taking care of themselves. Like so
Yeah.
I think this conversation is important to have, and thank
Yeah.
you for opening about that.
No problem, man.
But now let's go to the the final part of our conversation, which is true mountains. And
Okay.
what is true mountains? I know what it is, but let everybody know what it is.
Can I say like something about the last topic? Because
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
was thinking about a little thing that, you know, nowadays I think that for me it's more important to be true to myself than true to whatever kind of label you wanna be into, you know. So I feel like it's straight edge and all the stuff around that not like a set of rules that you have to. I think the healthiest way is like question everything around you. You know, when you are able to question everything around you and grab the things that you really want to grab, that's when you reach your health. You know, not because you force yourself to be healthy, not because you force yourself to don't drink, not because you force. You have to. I think that I feel more happier now that I'm chill with it. You know, I don't have to be with this kind of rules, so I have
Yeah,
to be with my rules. But the thing is that I always question my rules. My rules are respecting me or not. You know, and when the rules are respecting me is when I feel myself.
dude.
And that, you
Thank you
know,
so much for
no,
adding this to the conversation, bro.
no, no, because I was just want to say that, man. Thank you, man.
No, dude,
That's so
thank
good.
you. This was probably one of the highlights of this. This is good. This is good information. Thank you
But the
so
thing
much.
is that here you have to label it. You have to put a name to this kind of stuff to be quick. To
Yeah.
I think humans are more than that, man, and that's so cool.
Yes, we are, brother. Yes,
Yeah,
we
man.
are.
Thank you for having me, man. I'm having a really good time speaking
Oh,
to
dude,
you.
this is awesome, man. Like, look what we can do with like
Yeah,
two phones and
yeah,
Wi-Fi connection. You know.
yeah.
Oh man.
So you were wanting to know something about my band, True
Yeah,
Mountains, right?
True Mountains, man. This is the time to do the plug to your recent band, True Mountains,
Okay.
and your new release, Electroshocking, right?
Yeah, yeah. So we started True Mountains because you know we wanted to be able to communicate, and there was a time that life got so busy, so people around me couldn't play as loud as I would like to, you know. So I started to just trying to sing on top of a guitar chord. It was really hard stuff. But finally, I got into it, and I started to like writing music, acoustic music, and I started to making my first records. And I made the first one, and then we changed the name, and we made the second one. But it was like the first record from True Mountains. It's Free Thinkers from 2014. So we start this band, and the thing that I always say about my band True Mountains is that it helped me a lot to communicate in a lot of different environments. There are not like the club at a Saturday night club with all the people drunk or not, you know,
Yeah.
and this kind of ages. This band and these songs allow me to play to a lot of really wide open audience, really older ones with their grandsons around in a bookstore and in a social place, and we in a college in a school we play a lot of different places that it was a really big deal for me, you know, to be able to communicate. Just I try to be positive on my writing, you know, so it was so positive to spread this positive seed in more places than the typical just tour
I totally
checklist.
get you. Yeah,
You
I
know,
totally
it's
get you,
awesome to
man.
grab your guitar and to have your voice and to communicate. Even that I try to speak a lot between songs when we play acoustic and stuff, because we sing in English because we learn to sing like this. And in Spain, it's cool to explain what you're singing about, you know.
Yeah.
And and I was like playing acoustic. It was a really big thing for me because I really could explain in a relaxed kind of position what I was singing about, and a lot of people connected with the message, even if it's not in the same language, and it was so cool. And
Oh,
now we are on, you know, we have been like playing gigs for 7 8 years with True Mountains, and we have fun as hell. And now we decide like to put a new record out, and it's our first electric record. because I just we just wrote songs for two records in acoustic guitars and with the upright bass. And the things that moved me just to write new music was thinking about that we have a band, and I can sing into drum beat and bass line, and I don't need to be playing guitar all the time or
Yes.
strumming up and down. And now we feel like that we were having fun as hell, like playing as a trio and feeling the electricity again. So we put out like this record, and
I've seen a show in Lorofacu.
I saw it, man.
That was a great show, man. So I'm
Yeah,
really happy that you put the electric record out.
thank you, man. I remember you were like you were playing and we were checking on the other stage, and I
Exactly.
was just yelling shit to you. I remember it, man. It was
That
so cool.
that was a cool day as well, man.
It was so cool.
Yeah, and like another thing that I want like people to know, like, is that you through mountains, you also do a lot of social work and social awareness. Um,
Yeah.
the Generation X, or like tell us a little bit more of like those little projects you do.
Okay. Okay, the thing is that I took the band, I'm not a politician, and I take the band for myself to express myself, but I think that we have like a social vision about it. So now more than ever, I think like the activism that I am able to do, and I able to help my neighbor or to help my friend, but I'm not really able to help people on the other side of the planet. So we try to live more like local, and social media. As you do that, you're doing so well, and you help me a lot because I read you a lot with the holistic punk page,
Oh,
and,
thank
and
you.
with all the things that you're doing, and it's so cool. But I feel myself like more able to make like social activism in a local way, just to help the people that I can reach. That because I don't really feel that my work is worth on the internet on a wide dimension.
I mean,
Is how I feel right now.
all right, all
So
right.
we try to do these little projects because we have like some kind of social organization that reach us to write a song and to play some gigs, and we were at it always. We play some schools some days because just teachers saw us play and saw some uh, potential on our message and call us, just, hey, you should come and play. Of course, man, we do it. That's the and also like for older people in the, I don't know how to say the place where they
Oh
take
yeah,
care of
yeah.
old people.
The home. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So sometimes they call us, or a friend of mine just called me to play his like high school, I
Oh
think high
really?
school, and it was so big because I just to speak to these people. Uh, I think it's easiest to connect with some people like us that are playing music. That if anyone who comes there and start talking about the world, that if you don't connect with the people, you don't connect with the message.
Yeah.
So for me, it was so important to be able to spread my message on this kind of situations. So I am taking like the band on this social activism, but we try to focus on this direct kind of communication.
Yeah, like direct action. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
I also put the value on all the people that are trying to spread the message wider, and because I really reading it, I'm really taking the part that I need from this kind of message, and it's really important, man.
I think every work at this point is important.
Yeah,
Online, offline, local, global.
of
I
course.
think we just need to accept our uniqueness, and if we feel more inspired to do something online, we do it. If we feel
Yeah,
some inspired to do something locally, we do it. Uh,
yeah,
and yeah, that's the thing. At least what we need to feel good about ourselves and take action on making the world a better place, you know.
Yeah,
And that's what really matters. The fundamental thing of this is that we're taking our time of our lifetime
yeah.
to try and make this world a better place, you know.
Yeah, man, I feel you, man. So cool. So the thing is that you have to do what is okay with yourself because now with the social media stuff, sometimes I feel the pressure. You know, you see other bands like being so political online, and sometimes you feel like, oh man, I'm not being so political. Should I? You know,
Yeah,
and I'm trying to get off this pressure and behave the way that I want to behave, not the way that all the people is behaving. Because
exactly.
the thing that is happening with me with social media is that you see how is behaving everybody.
And then
Yeah, and then it's crazy, man. And sometimes I don't feel I'm into it 100%. So I try to be loyal to myself, and sometimes when you have a band that you have a voice, yes, stronger than another, and you feel like the responsibility just to say something. And come on, you have to be true to yourself, man. I don't, I have an opinion on every stuff that I know,
yeah,
and I can tell it to you if we meet each other. But sometimes I feel like I don't want to put it there because
exactly.
it's not for everybody. I can't say it as with the tone that I want to say it. I can't, I
I
can
I
attach my
completely
face how I'm saying it. So
I
that's the thing.
understand you, brother. I understand you, man, because like I totally get you because I
Yeah,
have to tell that to myself, probably because I'm a little bit younger, you know, but I have to tell that to myself and hold some of the thoughts I have to myself, you know,
yeah,
or to friends not on social media,
yeah, yeah,
because that's like the thing. It can be really like misinterpreted like easily, you know.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
people, I kind of noticed that now people go there to actually fight instead of solving things together.
yeah, yeah,
But that's another thing. Let's not go away like
yeah,
from
yeah.
topic. But yeah, like now, Perez, we've been talking for about 40 minutes now, and
Wow.
it's amazing, brother. I just
Great.
I just noticed now, like on the clock. But like I want you, like, this is the time where this platform is yours, and I want you to share a message like of peace and hope, wherever you feel like spreading it now. Imagine that you have 1 million audience
What?
in front of you. What would you say to them to be like an inspiring word?
Yeah,
Let us know.
that, that's a hard one, man. That's not easy business. What can I say? Any of us is an example for anyone. You have to be yourself. And I think one thing that I try every day so hard is like to be constructive because our time on this world is not eternal. So I try to focus my energy on making things instead of destroy another, and I try to be the best person that I can. But I try to be real, man, because I now I have a really big business that I am an example for two human beings, 24/7. So the thing that I learning of being an example for another person that I really get into this world is that this world is real, man, and we are human beings. And sometimes you can be good, sometimes you can be bad. You have to be positive, but you have to be realistic. And there's a lot of things on this world, sadly, that sucks, and sometimes you can do something about it or you can't, and you have to
Yeah,
accept that. And you have to live with it and do your best and be happy because we came here to be happy, man. No, I think it's the main goal. No, for me,
yes.
it's like the main goal, being happy and do things, man, and
Dude,
destroy.
fuck yeah, brother. Fuck yeah, man. Dude,
Yeah,
it was such a pleasure having you on this program, man. Like I feel really thankful for your presence, for your energy, for your time.
me too, man.
It's yeah, it's just good. Like I get like always a bit emotional in this part of the conversation
Yeah,
because the energy is flowing so like
yeah.
intense. So so yeah, like dude, thank you so much. It was a real pleasure having you here. Again, this conversation will be on IGTV and on We Bless This Mess YouTube channel later on, so then we can share it and make this available for more people.
Okay, man.
And yeah, brother, anytime you want to talk, anytime you have something special to share, let me know, and we can do this again. We can repeat this because this is my platform, but it's your platform. This is for
Thank you,
everybody.
Eddie. Thank you so much, man. What I can say, I hope to see you soon and touch you and have this cool conversations in the car and
Oh yeah.
cook some pasta and have a good time again, man.
Play some
Thank
shows
you.
together as well, brother.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, man.
Fuck yeah, man. Dude,
Yeah.
thank you so much, and give a hug to all your family, and I hope to see you soon, brother.
Hope to see you soon, man. See you. Thank you so much, Nelson. Take care.
Much love, brother. Bye
Take care,
bye.
man. Much love.
Opa. So yeah, guys, this was like one of the most wonderful conversations I have in the program. Um, Perez is wonderful. He's a really good human being, and that's why I really wanted his contribute on my program. Um, yeah, again, this will be available later on IGTV and on YouTube. Um, and yeah, tomorrow we have more people in the show. Tomorrow we have Fast Eddie Nelson. Again, I think it's gonna be a hell of a show. And Saturday we're gonna have Travis, my friend from California. He was substituting the Spanish love songs bass player for the 2018 tour. That's where I met him, and after that, it was possible for We Bless This Mess to record in California. So we're going to go to that conversation. Um, Again, thank you so much, everybody that watched this conversation. Yeah, go check Ivan's work, and not only the tattoo, but bands. Go check his older bands and stuff. It was really nice to have him on the show. And thank you, everybody that watched. And yeah, see you tomorrow at 5, same hour. And have a good evening or a good morning, wherever you are in the world watching. Bye bye.